Hello my true crime friends, it's Sheila again and welcome to my channel. I uploaded my first video. I was very excited about that. It was kind of like a overview of some of my thoughts on the murder of Shanann, Bella, Cece, and Nico Watts. I hate calling them that. But today I would like to talk about a specific part of the story, and that is the what ifs. The what ifs, certain things didn't happen, what would have happened, how would this have played out? We know that this relationship between CW and NK started in June. Now that was, right as they were taking a trip to California, and then, she gets home and packs up to go to North Carolina to visit her family. Now, when she is there for the 5 weeks, there was, trouble communicating, things of that nature. She could feel something wasn't right. And then he gets there for the 6th week, and he's very cold, very standoffish. We know that the first night that he was there, that he arrived, that he gave her somehow a very large dose of oxycodone, trying to trigger a miscarriage. Now, would August 13th have happened had he been successful in causing a miscarriage? We will, of course, unfortunately never know. But that was his first attempt at trying to fix the situation that he felt that he was in. Now, when that did not work, they come home and she immediately has to turn around and go on a work trip. That, from what I understand, was very upsetting for her. One of her friends used the term broken, and I feel that's a very, 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 very strong adjective for a woman. Broken. Now, so she's coming home, I feel, not knowing, where she stands. I feel like, though, she went because he somehow convinced her that everything's going to be fine, everything's going to be okay. Because I really don't think, had she felt like if her marriage was on the line, that she might have not gone. So she arrives back at 1:48 a.m. on the morning of August 13th and walks into a nightmare. So in this, he made arrangements for the workers, his co-workers, to not be at the Survey 319 location. He made sure that they understood, I'll take care of it, I'll go out and make sure that everything's okay, and I'll see what the problem is, and don't worry about it, I got this. Because he wanted to make sure there was nobody there so he could dispose of their bodies. I feel that was just, he knew that no one was going to be out there. He would have plenty of time to take care of it and no problem. So, everything happens. He gets out there. Now, if he leaves right before 6 o'clock in the morning, it takes 45 minutes to an hour, from what the discovery said, to get to the location. We're talking 7 o'clock. Now, you think of all the things that he had to do in that time when his co-workers start getting there, I believe sometime around 8:30ish, because at 8:15 the school was notified by Chris that the girls would not be starting this year. So in the middle of all of this that he's doing, his coworkers show up. one of the co-workers made a comment that when they were talking to him, he was just kind of like, staring out into the field, and they were thinking, what's going on, but then they realized he was looking out in the direction where he had buried Shanann. So then, so he gets through that. Our wonderful, wonderful angel, Nicole Atkinson, she knew something wasn't right. Shanann texted them every day. She was a creature of habit. Always, hey, good morning, how are you? Or, something. She was excited about her doctor's appointment. She knew she was having a little boy. So, this was going to be a good day. A busy day, but a good day. The girls were supposed to start school that day. And so she was, with everything else going on, I think that she was still somewhat excited for that day. So, but Nicole, it's that women's intuition thing. She knew something wasn't right, and after not getting anything back, not getting a phone call, her not answering the phone, she's like, okay, I'm going to go see for myself. And of course, as I said in my previous video, she had the code to the house because she watched the dog beat her while Chris was in North Carolina with Shanann and the girls. So she had the code and could get in the house. So when she gets to the house and she does the code, the safety latch is on, but there's no Shanann in the house, no girls in the house. Someone would have come to the door. She would have heard the girls. She would, something. Even if something was wrong with Shanann, those girls would have been there and would have been able to, hey, or, they would have been loud. That's how kids are. So I believe that was the second problem for Chris, is Nicole Atkinson. And I feel like that he probably had her phone. That I feel like that was what he was in the house for over a minute. When he arrived at the house, he had to do something with that phone. I'm sure he thought, will they check me? Will they search me? Will they search my vehicle? Will they, whatever. So I believe that he went upstairs, put the phone in the couch, and her watch turned off because he wanted to make sure it didn't ping. I feel like that, I think that his plan, and this is where you guys come in, I want to have your take on what you think he was going to do had there not been the obstacles that come up for him during the day. That he had her phone, it was turned off, her watch was turned off, therefore it didn't ping. It didn't ping anywhere. Her calls weren't going through, and I think that when he was able to, do his work duties or whatever, and he was able to be free enough to respond to texts, send out some things, because he would be able to look on her phone and see if he had the code. He acted like he didn't have that when they were in the house. I'm not sure about that, but I believe that he was going to send out texts to people, her mother, her friends, Nicole, Cassie, all of the people that would have been, texting her to say, hey, how are you doing? How did your doctor's appointment go? And I think that he was going to be responding, and that was going to give him some time. That was going to give him maybe even a few days, depending on if she had any plans with any of her friends. Now, but of course, Nicole Atkinson, she made sure that didn't happen. And she is just like an angel. I mean, she is a hero, in my opinion, in all of this, because she, she made him be accountable, and what's going on, something's wrong. You know, she gets the police there, law enforcement, and she says, okay, this is not normal. And of course, as you know, throughout the day, you know, I think that the law enforcement was onto him immediately, especially when, you know, when he got there, he goes through the garage. Why would you go through the garage? You know, if she was gone on a play date, how could she have locked the latch on the front door? You would have just gone through the front door. So to me, that was the first big oops on his part. Now, so what do you think? What do you think he would have done? I mean, what do you think his plans were if none of these obstacles would have come up? He had to have some type of thought process of what he was going to do. I cannot believe that he just went into this, winging it, basically. Okay, I'll just, whatever pops up, I'll just, take it as it goes. No, I think that he felt like that he had plenty of time to throw some people off, to make it seem like everything's good, I'm fine, everything's good. I'm fine, I'm just, I don't feel well, I'm just going to rest, things of that nature. But that didn't happen. So I would definitely like to have your opinion of what you think would have happened had the obstacles not been put in place to make his plan go awry. Because I feel like he did have some type of plan, whether it was, a clad iron plan, or just kind of like, I'm going to do this, and this, and we'll figure out the rest later. I just really think that he was going to try to make look like she left. There was no way he was going to try to convince people that she just left without her cell phone, without her purse, her identification, the car with the car seats, the kids' medicines, her medicine, clothes, whatever. So I just feel like that he was going to do something with her things that were important enough to say, okay, well, maybe she did take off and go somewhere, because these would be the items that she would take if she were taking the girl somewhere, or if she was going overnight, or for a few nights. So, and he's spinning this tale about they were separating, they were going to be, trying to sell the house, and he was moving out, and all this stuff. So he was trying to spin that, and then in the back of his mind thinking, oh, okay, I haven't been able to get rid of any of her stuff. This is not going to look like she left. But he was forced to just kind of like go through the motions, which was, to me, it was just priceless. Like I said, going back and watching, and I've watched it over and over and over, the video, when the police officers were there, and just how he acted, the way he acted at the neighbor's house when they were looking at the video. It's written all over his face, and he was just stumbling all over himself. So his plans got thrown, a big, and I love the fact that she had Nicole Atkinson as a best friend, because Nicole definitely, unfortunately, there was nothing that was going to save their lives, unfortunately, but she did make sure that the law enforcement and everybody was on it to try to find her. And I think that they knew, that even law enforcement, because they were back there that evening doing a house search, and they were on it. And so, and I know that the detectives and everything talked about how good a job they did, going back and questioning and making sure and taking pictures and questioning and everything. So, but it's a what if. It's a what if game, and I would just love to know what everybody thinks about that. What do you think his plans were? What do you think that would have happened had, like I said, the coworkers not shown up at the plant? Had Nicole not shown up at the home, you know, trying to find her and say, hey, where's Shanann? You know, something's wrong here. So if you could, you know, give me some comments and let me know what you think. I would appreciate that, and you know, I would love to have some discussion about it. You know, maybe do. I would love to do a live. I'm not that savvy with this yet, but it would be great to be able to do a live chat about this, because there's so much that I'm sure other people have thought about. What would have happened, the what ifs. So I'm just going to kind of cut this one short. That was just kind of like an overview of what I thought, you know, would have happened with this. There's a lot more, of course, you know, that we can discuss about it, but I would kind of like to have your input, and I can, you know, take some of that, and maybe on the next video or so I can talk about that, some of the opinions that you guys have of what, you know, what would have happened. So thank you for visiting my channel. If you would please subscribe, like, share, leave a comment, I would appreciate it. Hit the notification bell and you'll get notified when I post a new video. So until next time, my true crime friends, I will see you then. Bye.